What is good, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and this one I want to break down what's happening with NIO, Tesla, SPY, Nvda, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers. I'm going to break down what's happening with the overall market moving forward, talk about some very important factors involved in the markets you should be watching for as time progresses. But before I begin the devil's information, before I get into any more details, let me just mention a couple of things. I am personally not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. It not only benefits me, it benefits the entire NIO community as a whole. Anyways, now let's talk about what's going on with the overall market and NIO. Looking at NIO, we were actually trying to push a bit after we got some strong deliveries, but then we got some negative news about their CFO. It's still making headlines to this date about how their CFO has resigned with very, very immediate effect, and that's after 5 years of being in the company. Now he's going to be replaced, so that's actually some big news that came out. Their chief financial officer, Stephen Wei Feng, has resigned after 5 years due to personal and family reasons, is what they claimed. So they promoted their vice president, their senior vice president of finance, known as Stanley UQ, to basically become the new chief CFO. So that's some very, very important news. I went over this in quite some detail, at least later on, or I'm sorry, earlier, not later, but earlier, about how things have been going on. And this is actually not the best of news for NIO. I mean, if this happened to any company, whether it was Tesla, whether it was like GM or any company, we would see the share price dip. That's what ended up happening to NIO. So the question is, what's going to happen from here? That's going to depend a lot on our 50 EMA, this 4.54 area. If we manage to hold this, we're going to be looking for a nice little rebound. If we lose this, I'll be looking for more downside, but I think that NIO is in a very, very critical place right now, and we're just barely holding this support. Now, when it comes to the economic calendar, I just wanted to mention that for tomorrow, it's going to be Monday, July 8th, 2024. Just note that about a couple of hours after the market ends up opening, we have the consumer inflationary expectations at 11 o'clock a.m., not to mention the 3-month and 6-month bill auctions at 11:30. So expect some volatility during that time period going into tomorrow. Now, for other factors, just know that we have Jerome Powell giving a testimony on Tuesday. On Wednesday, Jerome Powell gives another speech, right? And then on Thursday and Friday, we have the CPI and PPI data coming out, not to mention some big earnings. Just wanted to call that out. As far as the earnings calendar goes, there's not really much coming out for the first 3 days. But for the fourth day, which is going to be Thursday, we have PepsiCo. And for Friday, we have Wells Fargo, Citigroup, not to mention JP Morgan Chase. That's going to be very, very important. Friday is going to be a big day, at least for earnings and etc. Now, right now, the market is neutral, a little bit more in the like greedy side. We're actually very close to greed. Momentum is also extremely greedy as we're still well above our key moving averages. And the puts to call option positioning right now is showing extreme greed as buyers are still stepping in and defending this market. So as long as we're making higher highs and higher lows, we are favoring the upside. NIO had about 61 million in volume. That's actually above average, which is not, the best, but it's something that's worth noting. It's not the best because we're actually dropping on high volumes. We're seeing some high volume selling. That's why we're actually down about 5.13%. So far, sellers have been stepping into NIO, and short volume is going up just a bit. On top of this, the Bank of America Securities gave this a neutral rating. We also have to see this price-price ratio is actually kind of going up a little bit, and we also have like other factors affecting us. But that's what I'm seeing at least thus far. Moving forward, when it comes to NIO, we have a very, very nice looking bullish divergence here that led to this pump. We're kind of dumping a bit, so we have to be watching. Does NIO end up holding above this 4.5 area? We actually dipped below this, only to get bought back up. Going into tomorrow, the 4 hour is showing a little bit of weakness, so I do see a risk of us kind of dipping a bit lower, retesting this 4.4 to 4.5 area. But then we'll have to see if buyers defend it, and can we try to get a bounce? Can we hold above 4.5 and try to rebound? I'll be watching for that. To me, it looks like it's going to dip a little bit, maybe go a little bit lower, but watch to see if we get a bounce. If we get that bounce and manage to close above 4.5, we could try to make our move back up to 4.7. So this overall looks like a nice accumulation, but we need confirmation first. Look for a little test of 4.5 and see if we get that bounce. That's going to be key, at least going into tomorrow. For SPY, we've pushed very, very nicely, approaching 555 as resistance. I think we came just under it. So 555 is going to be a very, very big level. If SPY breaks this, we're going all the way up to 557. If you reject, we could be dipping back down to the breakout area at 550. I'll be watching this very, very big test tomorrow. So I think SPY is going to continue higher, try to retest 555, and we'll see if we break through this or not. But overall, we are looking more bullish. We're making higher highs and higher lows, and there's no sign of a big rejection yet. So it still favors trying to go higher. I wouldn't necessarily rule out a little bit more of a push, and still remains more bullish, at least from now, from a technical standpoint. The 4-hour on Tesla is showing some signs of a little bit of a slowdown in terms of momentum. However, I don't think Tesla's done quite yet. When you zoom out of the chart, you could see quite clearly we want to be getting very close to about this 260 area, looking at this key level. So I think that Tesla has potential to kind of consolidate for a bit, then maybe go a little bit higher. We might be trying to break out towards 255 to 260. Then we'll have to see how it ends up reacting to that. But if you look at the way it moved, we dipped a bit on Friday, only to get a nice V-shaped recovery and a nice bounce. So this makes me suspect that Tesla may see something similar, kind of like a gap down and a push, and we might continue to push higher for the mid 250s, if not towards 260, before we see this thing kind of like cool down a bit. But I still think there's more upside potential for Tesla. The QQQ, we're still very bullish. We're trying to approach this 490, 496 resistance. If we break through this, I'll be looking for 498 and then 500. Watch 493 as key support. If we lose that, we'll be dipping all the way back down. This favors upside. It's making higher highs and higher lows, so I think we might get closer to 500 before we cool down. For Bitcoin, we're looking bullish on the 1-hour time frame. If we break past 57,000, we're going to be looking for a push all the way up to 58,000 plus. So far, we're looking more bullish. For Aapl, we're looking bullish. We haven't really shown any signs of breaking down, and we have a bullish wedge that's been developing. So this favors not only upside, but a bigger break. I think we could continue to go up to about 227.5 and have to see how we react from there. So I'll be watching that as well very, very carefully. For Coinbase, we're looking pretty good on the 4-hour. We need to see if this thing could try to break past 227. If that's the case, we're going all the way back up. If you fail to do so, if you reject off 225, we're coming back down. But this favors upside as a stronger possibility. For Amazon, Amazon has a nice bullish looking wedge that's forming. So this favors a push towards $202 a share. This looks a little bit more bullish to me. Meta's looking a bit more bullish. We're actually seeing a nice potential breakout right here. We could be looking for 542.5 since looking pretty good. Microsoft is also on a very, very nice looking uptrend. I think that 470 looks like a good potential target, so I do favor a little bit more upside as a stronger possibility. And same thing with Google. We're still looking very strong, but just watch 192.5. If we break through that, we're going to continue higher. It still looks bullish. There's no sign of us breaking down. With that being said, the market still looks bullish. NIO could attempt to bounce, but I'm going to be looking for one more test of 4.5. And if we bounce off that, I think we're going back up to 4.8. If we fail to hold 4.5, we're going to be dipping down to 4.2. So I'll be watching to see, can we hold this key support, and I'll be watching to see how NIO reacts from here. But tomorrow, the most likely possibility is kind of dip it and try to rebound. Hoping we get that rebound, as long as there's not any like major bad news, NIO should be completely fine. But with that being said, just know that NIO is not at fault. It's not their fault that this bad news came out about their company, about the CFO resigning. It's not NIO's fault that this happened, if you want to put it that way. It's not like their fundamentals are like so bad or anything like that that caused it to dip the way it did. This is just something that happens to any company as a whole, and NIO will just have to grow and improve from here. I just want to thank you all for listening one more time. Have a great day, guys, and I'll see you guys very soon in the next one, very, very soon. Thank you, and peace out.